I can see a top 4 finish for Arsenal Football Club. This Arsenal, 2.5 years into Arteta. Really, we're approaching make or break time.
To the Premier League football or Premier League pre-season football with my club in my former hometown, Rog, competing for your favourite trophy. Chelsea getting absolutely battered by Arsenal in the Jamlando Orlando humidity, losing the Florida Cup. Did they not know how seriously taken the Florida Cup is in worldwide Saka circles by a score of 4-0? Goals from Gabriel Jesus, Martin Ødegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Albert Lokonga complete a comprehensive drubbing in Jamlando.
Chelsea in crisis. To lose any final is crushing. But to be thrashed, smashed, schooled by Arsenal Football Club in the Florida Cup, Davo. That one after losing on penalties to Charlotte FC. There is no bottom. You know, the Florida Cup, Davo. Do you think they knew that to win it is a trap? Is that what they did? Is that why they decided not to really... Well, they didn't down tools. They didn't really up them to begin with, did they?
Yeah. No, they seem still very excited or exhausted from their experience at Universal Studios Hollywood, Rog. I mean, it was a...
That's the important part of training.
I mean, it was bizarre. You know, any game against Arsenal Football Club, I don't care that it's pre-season, because a lot of people are going to say it's pre-season. What does pre-season football really matter? Do you remember a certain Jose Mourinho? The last time Chelsea had an appalling pre-season, I think it was 2015, he said, pre-season doesn't matter at all. And then he went on to get fired in December after they were something like 16th or 15th place
They
in the
lost
league.
9 games out of their first 16, I think, and just the Diego Costa bib started to fly at him on the bench. That you'd won the title the season before. The parallel... I mean, Tuchel, we should say, is not Mourinho. The parallel is incredibly eerie, Davo. But, I mean, how do you understand it? Because this game, yes, Arsenal confident. They took 2-0 lead with goals, almost inevitable, Gabriel Jesus, and a truly game, Martin Ødegaard. Fantastic performance. Bukayo Saka finished from DCL range, and then Lokonga finished the route. Late on. Huge crowd, 64,000 in Orlando. Honestly, could have been so much more for Arsenal Football Club. Ødegaard was such a boss. What a season he has ahead of him. Arsenal looking very much in the shape of Arteta's vision, movement, pace, and predictability in the final third. We'll talk about them in a moment. But your Chelsea, Davo, what's going on in your analysis?
Well, it's interesting, right? You just said that the Arsenal playing within the shape of Arteta's vision. This is a Thomas Tuchel team that lined up 4-3-3 with 4 defenders rather than 5 and 1 holding midfielder in Jorginho. So he was playing a very, very different lineup against a team he knows are going to come all out and play that attacking Arteta-style Arsenal football. And it was just, yes, they came out with very little passion. Yes, they came out with very little energy, but they came out in a shape that was strange. You know, part of me was thinking, is Tuchel just trying to send a signal to Todd Boehly to say, you know what, I need more players, I need more help? Because it was a very un-Thomas Tuchel lineup, formation that he sent out there. And look, Tuchel has been a fantastic defensive coach, and the way he sort of righted the Chelsea ship was really with defense. They just stopped conceding goals. He, put in that, 3-man central defense, 2 wing backs who get forward selectively, a double pivot in midfield, and he locked it all down in midfield. But there have always been questions ever since Tuchel arrived at the club about his ability to get his offensive players working in the right way. And right now it's very tough to figure out what he's trying to get going offensively, because none of the players seem to be playing in the position that suits them. None of them seem to be communicating with each other particularly well. I thought Sterling, actually, I will give him an asterisk because I thought he actually had a very, very good pre-season for Chelsea when he played. But it was it's shocking, and I think it's worrying, and certainly worrying for many Chelsea fans, including myself.
We really do need to move back to Arsenal bloody Football Club because, my God, What a fantastic energy. What a good vibe of a pre-season. A very different energy. Not only beat Chelsea 4-0 on Saturday night in Orlando, but they won the bloody Florida Cup, Davo. I mean, consigning themselves in the process to a season's worth of Florida Cup gags. What do you think, Dave? I mean, is that not one of the biggest achievements? Where does that rank in terms of Arsenal achievements in their history? Florida Cup against the Invincibles? It's close.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring a little dose of reality to it, of course, none whatsoever. Comedically, it's wonderful, though. It's right up there comedically. Look, I mean, I think Arsenal looked really good, and it's, look, they're not going to be, they're going to face much stiffer competition in the Premier League when it starts for reals. Even from Chelsea, I imagine, when they play Chelsea in the Premier League, it'll be a tougher game. But Arsenal playing with that speed, with that incision, and a number of very significant players just playing superb football, and none more than Jesus, who, what an amazing addition to that team. Ødegaard controlling everything on the field. And I must say, though, we all want to see Matt Turner get a bunch of minutes, I just thought Ramsdale was just, extraordinary as well.
I gotta say, I love the pickup of Zinchenko. I wanted him to come to Everton when he was rumoured earlier in this off-season. He was never coming to Everton Football Club, but what a technically versatile player. 5 years at City, won 9 trophies, and you kind of feel that the narrow niche role that Pep kind of contained him or repressed him into, he's going to want to assert himself and prove that he can start and thrive and lead and win. And he looked on Saturday, honestly, like he's played for Arsenal forever, which has been one of the most encouraging hallmarks of this Arsenal transfer window. Almost every bloody player who's come in has slipped right in, especially Jesus, as you mentioned. What a pre-season he's had. What a raising of Arsenal fans' hopes to 11. Should they be at 11, David? Because I am bullish. I am bullish, joyously bullish, because Arsenal fans, you bloody deserve this. I am bullish about Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, I think they look pretty solid at the back. Thought Ben White, is great. It's tough. This is pre-season. Chelsea were terrible.
Let's read too much into it.
Terrible. But, there is we always say progress is not a straight line. There's sort of a jagged line, and there certainly were some setbacks, the way that Arsenal didn't finish the season as strongly as I know that they wanted to, and they lost out to their bitter North London rivals, Tottenham, for that final Champions League spot. But, I think Arsenal look very good, as do Tottenham look very good. We're going to get to Man United. They look very good. Those 3 teams all look improved from last season. Chelsea look a lot worse. I imagine Man City and Liverpool is going to be more of the same. So it seems to be, if you look at the sort of the tectonic plates of pre-season, those seem to be the realities. And Arsenal definitely seem to be a stock that you'd want to buy right now.
I can see a top 4 finish for Arsenal Football Club. This Arsenal, 2.5 years into Arteta, really we're approaching make or break time. And the difference between now and last season, when you handicap their prospects, is that with, I would say, a serious investment and a strategic investment, I think really a fine recruiting window, the pickups are the likes of Vieira, who we've not mentioned, the return of Saliba, is there's a real squad here, as opposed to last season where they had a very strong first 11. But as that season wore on, the quality just dropped off a cliff, number 12 onwards. And we will see. But right now, Arsenal fans, just savour everything. It's that feeling that you have right now. It's why we watch. And in that vein, shout out to Matt Turner. Talk about living the dream. LTD, Florida Cup champion. I bet never in his wildest dreams as a kid, there you go. Do you think when he grew up in New Jersey, did his little Matt Turner, did he say to himself, Mum, Dad, one day these hands are going to get onto the bloody Florida Cup? But he did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure as a young child when he visited Florida over spring break, he might have turned to his parents and said, one day I'll return with the trophy of this state.
Yes.
I love that.
One day, Mum and Dad, behold, there will be a very coveted trophy forged out of this very state. And I, Matthew Turner, will win it. Let history show that on Saturday, 23rd July 2022, Anno Domini, Matthew Turner, I might cry here, became the first American in our nation's history ever to lift the prestigious trophy, the Florida Cup. And you know what they say? And by they, I mean Tom Davis. Even if Arsenal go on to win the league this season, quite a big even, nothing will top that Florida Cup feeling. Listen to the full version of this podcast and all our podcasts wherever you get your pods. But first, subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos and courage.